And welcome back to another Bestestimes Reborn YouTube video. I'm your host Brad. It's currently 6:22 AM on Friday the 24th of October 2025. The current temperature is, says 18.5, feels like 19.7, 99% humidity, and that's in Celsius, 19.5, or 19.7, and that's the feels like temperature, and the 18.5. There's their rail over there, doing their thing, with their truck on their thing. Surprised the lights haven't gone off. Look at their truck that's on rails. We're spraying weeds and things, cleaning and whatever. That's something you see every day. It used to be a four-wheel drive years ago. It was pretty cool when I was a teenager in that, and a child. I see it go along. Yeah, they're spraying weeds. But anyway, I'm your host Brad, and welcome to Bestestimes Reborn. Going over Gundy Hill, just a random walk. Yeah, very surprised that didn't trigger the boom gates and the lights and that. At least the lights, the flashing lights, the railway crossing lights. But anyway, let's continue along. We'll go. No planned walk today, just wherever I feel like walking. But I'm on the opposite side of the road to usual, so it's good. Gundy Hill Hotel side of the road. So I thought we'd show, because you can show across a little easier on this side of the road to the opposite side as well. As well as to here. It's a family barber. Good to show as much as possible, so because you never know if things are going to close down. There's Jasmine type massage, which is very random that it's closed now. I know what time they open. It says 8:30 on there, 8:30 AM. But I've seen a sign out at 6:30, 7 o'clock before AM. So there's your Gundy Hill Hotel to my left. Reese Plumbing in the old Kobe's Corner to my right. Ampol service station just here. Oh, they've put some of the signage up on here again in the Gundy Hill Hotel, so we'll some photos. There's the Ampol service station. Used to be Caltex. Good to show as much detail. Like I always say, you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes I come along different businesses and it's like, oh, I didn't know that business was closing down, or didn't know that business was coming, or whatever, and all of a sudden, it's gone, or there's a new business or a new signage or something like that. So that's why we make sure we've got as much detail as possible and regularly, because you just never know. There's your TJ's Diner that a lot of people are talking about and always wondering where it is. It's across from the metro service station at Gundy Hill in Innisfail. It's in the old Gundy Hill Bakery location. If you're wondering, next to Innisfail Motors Group, next to where Carlisle Mufflers and that used to be. Exhaust place and that. So getting a bit of a sunrise happening. The Gundy Auto Wash across there. And 180 just up there. The mobile 24-hour service station here, the one with fairly good food. Depends how long it's been sitting around. Like their jaffles, it's better to ring up and order, because they'll make them fresh. It's just better that way. Tastes a lot nicer. Car's going to pull in here, so we better wait. Car doesn't sound that crash hot anymore. Got a glass on the road here outside the mobile. 180 across there. Carbuda Street, whatever you want to call it. There's the mobile 24 hours. It's hard to show sometimes when people come along. And the really bad concrete here really needs to be all ripped up and replaced. For the mobile as much as we can while we were going along. Michael Street coming up here, and we're playing Sepand Q. The plants don't look too well in there. Some do, some don't. Michael Street, Sundown Engineering, and 180 Innisfail Street across there. Pelican Street across there. I've noticed this place is usually open pretty early. Guess they're trying to get banana workers and that before they go to work. Welcome to Smoke Grocery, Gifts and Accessories. It's another place that sells cigarettes, I guess. I haven't seen anyone in here for a while. There's Joy, what is it, Learn, Grow, Play. Where Leonard Motors Marine used to be way back, and John Williams Motorcycle, where that smoke place is. No. Gordon Street, where Kim McSteel used to be back in the day, for many years, till Frank retired, and it moved out to Gundy Mill Road. It moved out to Gundy Mill Road out of Gundy. I don't know if it's still there. It was last time I went out there. I don't know if it was open, but it was there. Had the signage and that on there. So, there's your Page Park across there. It'd be so nice if it was well looked after and that. The seats were looked after and somewhere nice for people to sit. Nice if it was a covered pit, but anyway. Yeah, nice covered place to sit because of the heat we get here. No, well, we're on Grace Street now, GRACE. It's the Commonwealth Hotel. Super Jeep Auto through there. And Advanced Auto Electrics. This is the next one, Donald Street, that's right. Donald. To straighten the camera because it drifts every now and then. Oh, it's good at drifting. Not Tokyo drift, just drifting. There's Donald Street. Turn the camera away so it doesn't show the lady too much. And they, yeah, you get the filthiest looks off some people. Oh well, I think people will appreciate these videos a lot more years down the track. And there's no other video record of the way the town looked and all that for, you know, like a video and photo time capsule and all that. Yeah, I think a lot more people would appreciate it in the future. Well, you know, you got to support what's available, what's happening now for the future, so that, you know, we can have all this captured, see what the town was like and look back. Because you think about, people would love to have footage inside and outside of like the Bluebird Cafe, all these different ones that people reminisce over. Yeah, you know, at least show the outside of those places. And that, the people, yeah, the original Empire Cafe, next to where Unties used to be, the Nolan's Corner stuff, Nolan's and Coles and all that were there. People would love to have stuff like that. Well, think about the nowadays and how you'll feel in like 20, 30, 40 years time wanting to see that. This is where Video Easy used to be. It's just a liquor warehouse. But yeah, see, a lot of people don't think of that, what it would be like to look back in 20, 30, 40 years time. If you want to help the channel out, there's always links in the description. Even just watching the video all the way through, subscribing, not skipping any ads. I have no control over what ads get shown, or if any. If it was up to me, there wouldn't be. Not during videos. Start and the end, yeah, that's fine. But during the video, no. So there's BCF across there. But yeah, so never feel pressured to help the channel out, but watching the video all the way through does help. Liking the video, showing that there's audience retention, really helps the channel out. The people are watching it long enough, watching the whole video, even just leaving in the Innisfail playlist, playing and just play all, and just let it go all the way through. That really helps. Slutty Street. Yep, the old Slutty Street. I think this pathway should go all the way up to Centrelink Services Australia. If it doesn't, go across near Anzac Memorial Park. Also known as King George Park to a lot of people. But nothing wrong with saying both, or either one, as most people here would know what that is. Well, let's just walk through here. Walk through Anzac Memorial Park. There's where the dentist moved to out of the rising sun, next to BCF. A lot of rubbish on the ground over here. Even when there is bins around, people still do that. There was? Yeah. Because they put bins in silly places, see. Not trying to be negative, but it's a fact. Like the bin is way over here on Grace Street, rather than over here where most people sit. There is a wheelie bin way over in the Ernest Street side. Just going to let SnapSense Solve know that there's a lot of rubbish here. Not that I should have to let the council know, they should come along and do it, but anyway, there's your EV chargers. the electric vehicles. Yeah, it's pretty horrible. It's horrible that people would leave stuff like that there. Even if there was a bin that like ibises and that got the rubbish out of, that you can more understand. If, you know, animals have taken the rubbish out. That scent. Go along our merry way. Continue the walk. Yeah, that's horrible. But people wouldn't do that. If they have any respect for the town or for anybody else. It's not just the town, it's the people that live in the town. That, you know, it's not really a nice place to hang out in the park anymore. Well, go back 20 years ago, you quite often see police driving through here, stopping people, getting rid of people out of here. And that is your Bruce Highway / Edith Street across there. There's a lot of rubbish around. Stuff over near the playgrounds. Anyway, we're continuing this way because we've shown over there so many times. There's the band rotunda. Back where we just walked just before. One of the cyclists will go up the hill, up the Grace Street hill, which is pretty full on, or will they go around the corner into Ernest Street? Ernest Street. Unless he stopped. No, he's gone into Ernest Street. I can't see him now. It's like he just vanished. Because there was trees in the way too. Makes it hard to see. But I can't see him going up the hill, so he must have went around into Ernest Street. And a couple of photos because the lighting's really good at the moment. Getting to the sort of golden hour. There's Services Australia, also known as Centrelink. Services Australia signage around. Little tiny sign there, which is a bit silly for people who don't know where it is. I think it's still Medicare in there as well. Innisfail Hardware, part of the Cairns Hardware Group. Prices Plus, which, as somebody said to me not long ago, or commented, Prices Plus needs a good clean. It's the old Huxham Ford / Frontier Ford. Way back, JRT, Johnston River Transport, and the buses and all that. Yeah, look how overgrown all this is over the other side of the road there. I don't know how well it'll show up, but yeah, where the car yard part used to be. Not a very big car yard part, but they had a big showroom, so probably didn't really need anything bigger. Where one of the old Huxham Ford signs used to be. Yeah, the whole building needs really looking after. But anyway, you got Cairns Hardware to my right, Grace Street to my left. Take this hill slowly because it's a bit much. And you've got health issues. So the old Repco was Marlin Tiles at one stage, way back. This one here, across the other side of Owen Street. Rising Sun Centre down there too. Don't know how well that'll show up. Depends on where the sun is sometimes. Sun might blow it out a bit. O'Hanlon's Hill. I was going to say O'Hanlon's Corner, but it's Hill. I'm just used to a lot of things being corner. But there's your Owen Street down there, where Marlin Tiles and that used to be. And the Red Cross thrift shop was there for a while there. I remember that being there, and they had a Coke bottle, Coke machine in there. I do remember that, going past and it was all lit up just inside the door, facing this way to the left. So, to the left in the building, that is. Back where we came from, down Owen Street. If you have any suggestions of videos around town, let me know. No, not too far a walk nowadays. Can't do the 20k walks and that like I used to. There's the Innisfail Shire Hall, the back of it, and the side. The back of the old Queen's Hotel. And this still has Johnson Shire Council written on it, so I like to show it for history. Reserved off-street parking, contact 40302222. I know that number's still valid, whether it's well out of date. Back at Target Medical Health and all that. Back at where Kenny's News Agency and that used to be. Down there. Good crossing for the Good Council Primary School and High School. Here's one of these signs I mentioned in my last video about playing water polo. It's weird how they got the waterfall and all that there. It's not localised for here. It's cairnswaterpolo.com. So I wonder if they play it here. Like there's a competition where they play against people in Cairns. Yeah, if anyone knows, let me know in the comments. Yeah, cairnswaterpolo.com or at cairnswaterpolo on Facebook and Instagram. If you're interested in that. It's not a sponsored video. Not that lucky. Get a sponsored video. There's Good Counsel, Mother of Good Counsel Catholic Church. Cotter's Corner across there, where Dr. Cotter had his practice. And people say that used to be a hospital. Doesn't look big enough, but when there's a lot less people around, it probably was enough. It's beautiful flowers along here. We'll try and show that as much as we can. In the corner of Grace and Rankin Street. Only so much you can do. There's Queensland Country Bank. This is the old Kangaroos building. Chiropractic. Was it back in motion chiropractic down there? So we've done 2 kilometres so far. That's from home. There's an ibis down there. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah. This is Rankin Street. And the nice flowers and that again. It was nice to show. You can see Dr. Birchley. Don't see him very often, but when I do see him, he's always remembered my name, and I haven't been to him probably like 35 years, something like that, or even longer now. There's where the old library was. And the Shire offices for a while after Cyclone Larry. There's Cotter's Corner across there. And the Catholic Church. And the Good Counsel Primary School. Catholic Primary School. The old Robert Johnson Motel there. So, some exercise walkers down there. They're not coming up here, so. (6:47 a.m. Random Woolworths trolley. Can't do a walk without seeing a Coles or Woolworths or Kmart trolley. The pay Kmart trolleys I see a lot now in the last 6 months or so. I think that was one of the worst things they did, was make it pay trolleys, so Imperial Tavern, because people are just taking on places and trying to get the money out of them. And they're left in a lot more places than they used to be. I always saw Kmart trolleys, but nowhere near as many. So yeah, that's the Innisfail Riverfront Motel it's classed as now. It's here. The old Robert Johnson Imperial Tavern. Show what we can. Give myself a throat lozenge. Well, you see the camera drifted. I've had the money to buy a new one of this. I've had this about 2 years and it's been used a lot. It's got a lot of use, so it's been quite good. I've been quite impressed with it. Be nice to have one the same, another one the same. Yeah, and it's got a front motel signage. Show that just a little bit so you can have a look, see what it's like now. Motel guest parking only. Yeah, there's the signage. Try and get a photo or three of it. Let's try and get both photos in the one shot. Both signs I'm in, and the building if we can. Cool, that's done as best as I can. Don't want to linger too much. Spark Tech Electrical Solutions, so yeah. And then Innisfail College, Grace Street signage, Cairn signage, and Fitzgerald Esplanade. So we're going onto the Fitzgerald Esplanade now. So we'll go to our right here. It's Innisfail Seafood. Rain and Horn is a real estate agent, for those who don't know. As always, sorry about any of the sniffing. There's only so much I can do. Oh, the alarm at the MP's going off. Oh, sun's just in the wrong place right at the precise moment, but there's Innisfail Seafood. There's a lot more guys there than there normally is. It's usually wholly for women in fitness clothes and all that, activity and exercising, and yoga clothes and all that type of stuff. But anyway, we'll continue along Fitzgerald Esplanade. Be careful if you walk along here. Some of these pavers are sunk in and all that. It's hard to show on camera. It doesn't show up how bad it is, but trust me, when you walk along here and then all of a sudden it dips and goes all weird, it's not a good feeling. Even for someone without mobility issues, it can be an issue. So, anyway, we'll continue along the Fitzgerald Esplanade. Yeah. There's Imperial Tavern again. The riverfront part of it. Whew. There's the beautiful picturesque Johnston River. There's people coming along. We'll turn the camera. And the time capsule over here. Jack Fossey Park. Good morning. You be friendly to people and they just look at you like you've got three heads and speaking some other language and all that. Oh well. That's how some people are. See, this is been marked off. I wonder why. The RSL. And the 480p Expert Institute, or whatever you want to call it. The old fishing and tackle place across there. can't very often show that because there's usually people sleeping there, but there's no one there today, so I can show it. I remember I used to go in there and buy comic books back in the day, old Disney ones, like Mickey and Pluto and Donald Duck ones and all these different ones. Yeah, it was good. And they had the Mad magazines and all that. A lot of the older stuff. That closed down many moons ago as a book place, book exchange, and we could buy books and that. That's where Castoria Coast Employment Services used to be, if you're wondering. And Scripture Union was there before that. Here comes some of the cyclists from the cycle club. Two of them. I was watching a video yesterday of this guy that rides around in like the Gold Coast, Brisbane and all that, and he was talking about the fact that he knows a lot of cyclists that cycle all the time and do a lot of, you know, they wear the outfits, the whole 9 yards, and a lot of them don't know how to even change a tyre. I wonder if these people would know how to change a tube if they had any issue when they were out and about, or whether they even bring one with them. The tube and that. Yeah. Be an interesting one to know. Who in the comments actually knows how to change the tube on a bike tyre? I was never any good at it growing up. No. I never got taught how to do it or anything like that, or worked it out. My grandfather was good at all that, and he had the tools and the things to hold the bike better, clamps and things, that, you know, you just take it over to him with the tube and he'd fix it. But if you're stuck in the middle of nowhere, yeah, you're most likely going to need to learn how to do it yourself. Yeah. So this guy carries a tube, a couple of tubes, spare tubes, and a manual pump and a battery operated pump for his tyres and that. So just cut a cord. Yeah, I don't mind his videos. They he goes through all the countryside, the proper trails amongst the, you know, in the rainforest or the woods or whatever you want to call it, the jungle, the bush, and all that. Yeah, Woolworths trolleys, smaller Woolworths trolleys. Of course, it's rubbish in Cutter Court. People can't just walk up to this bin up here. I'll never understand that one. Why people do that. Even if there's no bin here, walk to somewhere else. Yeah, don't be lazy, just go and do it. I'm just going to find out that guy's channel's name that I was mentioning just before. He's bought an e-bike. And he rides a normal mountain bike as well, a non-e-bike one. Let's have a look, see if I can find it. Should be able to, it should be in the history. Back a little bit. Watch a lot of drone videos. View all, so I gotta go all the way down again. To find it. See if we can find any of it. Should be in the last couple of days. Well, it should be part of yesterday's stuff. Anyway, point the camera another way so you can see something different while I'm trying to find it. Might be a little too much to find at the moment. There we go, J-E-L, gel, J-E-L, builder, B-U-I-L-D-E-R, J-E-L-B-U-I-L-D-E-R, all one word. He's not too bad, like his videos aren't too bad. Oh, all of a sudden just boiling hot. dripping with sweat. You see what they were doing works the other day where I did that update. A lot of it you can't actually tell where they did anything. You can't see the zebra crossing properly, it's just sort of marked out. People didn't know to stop here. Yeah, it hardly looks like anything was done, but they were really going for it along here. Bobcat is in the office. So we got as far as we can. Well, we can, it's 36 minutes. 2.63 kilometres. 6:58 AM. There's not many people around, which is good for video. You can show a lot more by doing that, coming earlier. A bit more respect for people, and it's a little bit cooler. I mean, it's boiling hot all of a sudden, but you know, it's just the nature of it. So we can, well, it's possible. Someone coming to go to Brumbies, I'd say. Okay. Should we walk through? Probably not. The cleaner will probably still be in there. There's cleaning signs. We'll show we can. I remember there's a pet shop being in here down this way. That's why it's got that sort of thing over there. The awning sort of thing coming off. Yeah. And then there was Epic Employment was here till a few months ago. Over the last 2 or 3 years. It was in this spot. Yeah, Empire Cafe. Gloria Jean's way back. So hopefully you're enjoying the latest videos. Let us know in the comments what you think. It's like the Travelator was really loud the other day. I don't know what was wrong with it. Making all these squeaking noises and all that, and now it seems to be fine. There's Torrey's Pharmacy. We've shown all this just not long ago. So what we might do is go out on the prison car park there. If it's open. Because they had a crane there one day. They didn't have the time. Running late for an appointment. Oh, running late to be a little bit early. I like to be a little bit early for appointments. And I wanted to be there like 10-15 minutes early. So I didn't actually get to go and have a look and see what was going on. This is what a lot of people still call the IGA car park. A lot more people call it that than anything else. Or Central Car Park. Yeah, I don't know why they had a crane doing stuff. Reminded me of Fraser Crane. Oh, I've got to play on words. It's across to Woolworths and their loading dock. Old Woolies trolleys down there just trashed. The part where you used to go across to go up the ramp to go into Woolworths and all that over there, it's been closed off for a fair while. A lot of rubbish around, as always. This part and underneath are owned by the council. It's not owned by the arcade. The parts under the arcade, that car park's owned by the arcade, but this part and underneath here isn't. Oh, the pigeons love this area. Some razors and everything. You gotta be careful. It's always best to wear shoes when you're out and about. Yes, I watch a lot of Canadian TV and YouTubers like Johnny Strides, Destination Travels, the Can Continuum, and plenty more. Oh, yeah, Sepand TTC Explorer. Always watch him whenever possible. There's only so many hours in the day. Hours when you're awake, that is. There's Price Buster signage and Woolworth signage. Yeah, it's a lot better since they painted it. They must have done a couple of coatings, big coats of paint, because it looks so much better. Like you could see through the paint before when they did the first coat. Of course, somebody's always got to put graffiti on stuff, but we'll try and show this in as much detail as we can. You never know. There was talk of getting rid of it when they had the sinkhole underneath, but that was all fixed up. Yeah, the mail cleaner at the time found it and reported it. Of course, no one ever spoke to him about it on the news or anything like that, just the council and people like that got all the credit for finding it and big noting it. Not that he wanted, you know, to be big noted or anything like that. Not that at all. A lot of glass, a lot of people have been hanging out here. A lot of glass on the ground there. But snaps and solved, no. Just for people's safety. And that's sent. It's always good to let them know. Yes, the council should go around and check all that stuff regularly, but I guess there's only so much they can do. Oh, people just need to be vigilant and do the right thing and not trash things. That would be a plus. That'd be a great thing. School bus up there, trains north. Trucks and things. Taxis. There's Owen Street, OWEN. Westbury's, HURNEY Partners. This is, used to be Xerox written on here. Xerox with an X. Yeah, zero. No, zero, sorry, zero. XERO, Certified Advisor. And then Retreat Beauty, where Roll 2 Dice used to be way back in the day. If you remember Roll 2 Dice, I've never got anyone to comment about that, but if they remember Roll 2 Dice being there in probably the late 90s, around about that, mid to late 90s, let us know in the comments. Yeah, Roll 2 Dice. It did all your Dungeons and Dragons and all that sort of stuff. Had all the dice and the different game pieces and figurines for all the different, those types of games. The steps, training, employment services, NDIS. Seems like everything's part of the NDIS now, just about. Oh, they got no, oh, the sign's still here for emergency and doctors and all this stuff. Noble energy stuff. It's actually still on there. Someone yelling across the road as usual. Yeah, I wouldn't advise walking on the other side of the road. No offence to the people who live there, but they're usually quite rowdy. This is where the places got knocked down, and the TAB got knocked down as well for the this car park. The car park does look a lot nicer, but there's less places for people to live. They just really needed being done up. These places. Crown Hotel. So that's the Crown Hotel car park. Yeah, it's very nice and good lighting and all that. We've got the solar street light type things. I don't know if you can tell there, but there they are. does look nice, the whole setup, where they've done it. Heyman's Electrical, that was up for sale for a while. There was a sign outside. I don't know if it actually sold or they took it off the market. And yes, the signage that was on the old Dr. Tuttle's, because someone mentioned it to me the other day, they sent me a message. They said it was going to be Rain and Horn moving there, but on the signage that I read on there, the proposal stuff was about a food place. It made it seem like it might have been a cafe or something like that put in there. It was nothing to do with real estate agent or anything like that, so I'm not too sure what the deal is. So the council's doing work over there outside KFC. Wish they'd put the bin back outside KFC. Outside Vinnie's isn't the best spot. Outside KFC was the better spot, where it used to be when the Bedrock Cafe was there and that. But they're doing signage. It's Vinnie's and Bedrock. Well, Prices Plus signage showing through. Still got this Prices Plus signage where Crazy Clark's used to be. And who remembers there being a mechanic here? I never got anyone to comment about the mechanic that used to be here. It used to take up nearly this whole building. It was a lot of green, like you see up here. It's a pet store. That's been up for sale too. Business for sale, Innisfail Aquarium and Bird Centre. They sell more than just birds and aquarium stuff. I don't know why they called it that. Must be a reason. But yeah, that's all about. Show as best we can. Pause to read if you want to read all this. I don't know how well it'll show up on here though. Just to give you an idea of what's here. That's for sale. Where Harvey Norman used to store a lot of stuff. And sometimes, way back, they'd have their Christmas photos in there. The Santa photos and that. There's a random Coles trolley with rubbish in it. Nothing new. Harvey Norman. Just cross over. There's people coming. Cross over and go past this smoke and whatever it is, shop, whatever's written on it. Where Alan Jerd used to have his sports stop back in the day. The smoke and vape shop. Vape, VAP. And Vibes. Surf, sport and skate used to be there too, in that spot. Doing a few things. There was a video store, a DVD place in there, which was very silly. Because they bought all the old DVDs that didn't sell at Video Easy, so people didn't want them. And Video Easy closed down. And yeah, it was a bit silly. There was no way it was going to last. And a couple of times I went in there, they didn't even welcome me or say hello or anything like that. They even went up near the counter, didn't say a word to me, so sort of like, yeah, no. It's not going to last too long. I like things to last, you know, I don't wish any ill on any businesses, but good customer service is a good thing, especially with the advent of all the, all the online shopping and all that sort of stuff. It's a lot easier sometimes to just buy online, but you try and buy local. There's places with really good customer service in town, and there's places that don't have it. So, Coles over there, Seapoint Corner in other words. Chemics up here. Up Memorial Park, Trans North Bus, so we were earlier, way over. Innisfail Chemics and AIDA Care, ADO, I don't know how you say it. It's not one I hear the name so regularly, so I don't really know. Much fun getting sweat in my eyes, especially when there's whatchamacallit on there, sun cream. Anyway, we'll continue along. There's the bus stop. If you're going to Cairns, this is the way to go. The other side's Townsville, over there. There is a chappie sitting there, so I won't show the main one. Bunnings car park, where Eagle Boys and that used to be, Kevin Bush Motors, etc. And across there where the blue and the dark green and red is, that used to be, it was built for Planes Video. Civic Video 2000. I don't know what order, but I know Planes Video was first. Glady Street, just here. The Golden Fleece used to be across here, and after that, Bell Service Centre. I remember the Bell Service Centre being there. Got some auto parts down there, which used to be Mick and Mark's, and the Black Marlin, part of the Black Marlin back in the day. Interesting, the history of the different places that were around and all those different shops. Who remembers the old IC Taylors across here? It's in the same location, different building. Yeah, I wish I had photos and video of the old building. I thought that would have been heritage listed, but guess not. Well, definitely not. The old Sepoy House, you can't show much because people live there. That's heritage listed by what I could find online in the past. It's Tech Tune, 4x4, automotive and 4x4. Bit overgrown. You think the business would cut that back? Even if it's really council's responsibility, it mightn't be theirs because it grows in their yard, but it would look nicer if they cut it back. Even this gets cut back now and then, even though KFC's been out of here for a few months now. Do you see people working here now and then, cutting things back, doing maintenance, yard maintenance? So this is up for lease now. Single lane QSR drive-through. Corporate branding opportunities, STCA. And long-term lease available, Steve James. So that's the old KFC. I think they'd have to do a lot of work to get it up to the health code standards if they wanted to use it for food. There was talk of Red Rooster going in there, but seeing that on there now, I don't think so. Would have been great. Another opportunity. I know a lot of people don't like fast food, but a lot of people do, so you know, you're not being forced to go and have them if you don't like them, but leave the opportunity for people who do like it. There's a lot of people, when people mention Red Rooster or whatever, KFC or whatever on Facebook, they all get on there, oh, you shouldn't be eating that stuff, it's no good, we don't need it here, there's too many opportunities for people to have that stuff. Yeah, we'll leave it for people who like it. If you don't like it, don't go there. But they do give a lot of young people jobs, those places. Give them a start in life. Give them experience in the workforce and that, like McDonald's and KFC and that do. Yeah, whether you like the food or not, you know, don't go there if you don't like it. That's a simple fact. There's Rebel Coffee, Kayla Lawyers, or Merino Lawyers, as it's got written on there now too. But I don't know, I'd like to know if Kayla still has that. Whether he's part of this Merino Lawyers and Travis Schultz. Could be. Anyway, there's people here, so show the other way. I'm going to show the Y Young anyway, so. Yeah, the Y Young's never sold. It's been up for sale for a long time, the Chinese restaurant. Seems to do quite well. It might be better off as just a takeaway place. I don't know, it seems to do really well certain nights. If I walk into town to go and do a bit of shopping and all that, I often see it. Often see cars galore there. Even parked on the footpath where they shouldn't be. Pretty sure nowadays you can get a fine for that. Parking on the footpath like that. They did that at Roscoe's too. Park on there. Back where we just came from. It's Ibis Street, as in the bird, IBIS. Repco and Super Cheap Auto. And surprise, surprise, a random smaller Coles trolley. Problem with trolleys, apart from having them here, there and everywhere, is how dirty are they when you put your groceries in there? Like, who's touched them? Where have they been? Where the trolley's been sitting for 6 months sometimes. I don't know that they get cleaned regularly. It'd be nice if at least once a day they get pressure washed with some sort of detergent, disinfectant stuff, and wiped down. Well, it wouldn't be easy to do, but sanitary wise, it would be great for Trans Am. It's got a written on the back of it. But yeah, it'd be nice to see, like, once a day, just put all the trolleys together and just clean them. Just keep doing it regularly, and then they'll be a lot cleaner and tidier. So I were before, where I mentioned Leonard Motors Marine, where that used to be. John Williams motorcycle across there. But yeah, this was originally Roscoe's Italian restaurant and pizza and Italian restaurant. And time we got now 7:20 a.m. Start seeing more businesses, people at businesses, like people that work there, like this one. There wasn't a vehicle here earlier, I don't think. At Maurice Grasso Motors, automotive specialists. Established 1999. There we go. Signage. Alright, let's continue along. Go to around 180 past there. The old Bridgestone. There's bow repairs at one stage. It's been so many different ones. Can't remember them all. I think Complete Car Care, or whatever it was called, was there. The one that was part of the Mobile at one stage. Don't shop NQ over there. Coastal Marine and Outdoors. Corner of Edith and Pelican Street. When I first knew this building, it was Grasso Motors. The mechanic side of it and the cars and stuff. Someone I knew worked for them for a while there. You can see the old tiles still there from Grasso Motors. You used to be able to see the green through there for a while there. Oh, you can see a little bit of green through there down the bottom from the way it used to be. Old school. 180. Which used to be Alice's Diner, this spot. Back in the day. Yep, Alice's Diner. Remember that, obviously. And then down in the corner, where Tropic Cartridges and Printing is, was Blockbuster Video back in the day. And there was Big Tomato all the way along. Yes, Big Tomato was good. On your way home, as the ad used to go. Big Tomato on your way home. Used to be an ad on TV with that on it and the song. The guy singing it. I don't know if Big Tomato was anywhere else but Innisfail and Cairns. Don't know if they were a national thing. I very much doubt it. Very independent. And the prices were more expensive than your Coles and Woolworths. Remember that much. Squindy Auto Wash. This is Carbuda Street that I mentioned earlier. Oh, sweat. I'm very sorry about the runny nose as always. I do feel bad when it's running. laser wash, touch free. A lot of people use that. It must do quite well. Like, it must do a pretty good clean, or it's just convenient. Because there is actual car detailers around town, like Innisfail Car Care and other ones. I can't think of the names of them at the moment, but Innisfail Car Care I know the name of. There's Metro and the Castlereagh Coast Battery Centre. Innisfail Motors Group. I don't see that open as much as I used to. Maybe they open later. And TJ's Diner. Used to be the Gundy Hill Bakery. Yeah, they're not too bad. What I've seen, the chicken can be a little bit dry. It's consistency is a big thing with places like that. You got to be consistent. If people like something, they want to come back and have the same way it was, within reason, you know. Yeah. Well, I reckon they're going to put air conditioning in when they can afford it, so I'm happy with that. It'll make it a lot nicer for people coming in there. Then they probably need proper doors rather than just that roller door to keep the air conditioning in, to save money, so it doesn't cost too much. This guy's parked over the footpath. A bit of West Plumbing. Yeah, it's not the best thing, because what if you're on a mobility scooter or anything like that? Wheelchair would make it very hard sometimes to get around. Someone else pulling in there, I think. Yeah, especially with these big pipes hanging out, doesn't help. But for me that's fine, but to walk around, further out it'd be awkward. Just gotta go out on the road. Gundy Hill Hotel. I did videos of that getting painted, cleaned and painted and all that back in the day. I had permission, did it last month. There's a few videos if you want to have a look. Just type in Gundy Hill Hotel Innisfail or Gundy Hill Hotel Bestestimes and you'll find it. Find the videos. Anyway, let's continue along. We'll finish just up over the railway line. Gundy Hill. So far, nearly 5 kilometres, 4.55 kilometres, 7:26 a.m. And we've been going for 60 minutes. I've been walking for 60 minutes. The video's been going for 65. Just clicked over to 65 minutes. So, if you've made it this far in the video, thanks, it really helps the channel out. The longer you watch, if you watch all the way through or just leave it going and playing, it really helps. Certainly helps the channel, and sharing the video, commenting, liking, all that stuff really does help the channel. Helps it grow, helps YouTube's algorithm. The more you watch it, the more they recommend it to people. The more people that subscribe, the better. And if you hype the video, which is a good thing to do, get in and press on the hype button. That just tells YouTube that people like the videos. Anyway, hopefully everyone is doing well, having a great day. Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out other videos in the playlist. There is an Innisfail events playlist now, so you can check out the Riverfest, Feast of the Senses, the show, the Art Deco Society stuff, all that, all in the playlist. Anyway, check out old new Innisfail photos on Facebook. Feel free to join and add your own photos to the group. Keep it all G-rated. We've been to Cardwell and in between. Stay safe, stay cool, and we'll catch you in the next one. Stay tuned for any photos